shielded. There will be no transmissions either in or out of this room.
As you're all aware, I am Beatrice Steiner-Lee, Head of Corporate Global HR. For security reasons, no brief was given to you before this meeting. I will therefore introduce all present. We have Richard Brandywine, Head of Tactical Operations and Security, Fintan Prestwich, Head of Production, Christopher Van Roten, Head of Research and Development, Brandon Hest, Head of Legal Affairs, Acquisitions and Mergers, Cecilia Waddington-Rowe, Head of Accounting and Finance, and Madalena Ramos, Head of PR. Now, back to our Head of Finance and CEO, Javier Perez Morales.
Thank you, Ms. Steiner-Lee. Now, we are all here to discuss Utani Corporation's latest food product, Newtrition. Christopher, if you would.
The expansion of our biolab division temporarily brought about the cessation of the food wars. Now, once more, mass starvation in the secondary zones is increasing alarmingly. Earth urgently needs a long-term solution.
Which I can today proudly announce Newtrition. Our new biosynthesized food provides all the nutrients a human requires to survive. It will be available in a convenient drink in a wide variety of flavors.
Excuse me, but would you mind explaining exactly where you managed to find such a huge new supply of organic matter for the biolab division?
Recycled meat.
I'm sorry, but I too still do not understand. What is recycled meat, please?
Us. People. Since cremation was made illegal decades ago to limit unnecessary carbon emissions, we expanded our international burial landfill sites exponentially to accommodate the subsequent increase in demand. We will now utilize the biomatter from our sites to recycle biologically our assets to refine food.
You're talking about eating people, cannibalizing the dead to feed two people a tasty food shake, correct?
Really? Look, as soon as animals were off the menu, all the world's top restaurants started using human organs of live cut flesh. The street markets also quickly followed. How does that TV advert go? Oh, remember? Sell a leg to get out of debt. Come on. The amputation food market is exploding.
On my travels, I have been offered roasted human fetus and meat surgically laser carved from paid donors right at my table. Breast is delicious.
I hear the roast testicle is to die for.
One could say that coq au vin is back on the menu, and the younger, the more tender.
Well, let's not use such emotive and inflammatory language. It's all about the optics. Basically, we've acquired huge assets which, until now, were not utilised to their fullest potential. I completely see the practical logic of this new application for this untapped resource, but it's the how that I'm not completely understanding. Illuminate me, please.
I suppose once someone's dead, technically they're nothing more than decaying meat.
It's not as if we have any alternative options to prevent mass starvation.
Whilst decomposition eventually fertilises the soil, it is not a cost-effective option. The cost of clean water alone to raise livestock or to grow agriculture and underground farms to convert the biomatter back into organically useful material would be astronomical.
Repurposing via biodegradation is a much more efficient process. Think of it like a super Bokashi process. Our patented biofluid Soylent G's microorganisms are simply pumped into the ground under pressure. In less than 2 weeks, they dissolve the source matter into a fermented, purified soup, which we then pump back up to be taken by pipelines to be filtered before flavoring is added and piped onto dispensaries.
But what happens to the bone and non-human matter?
Vermin, insects, ants, worms are all taken care of by Soylent G.
Implants like hip replacements, dental work, pacemakers, clothing, etc.
Left in the earth. Our filtration system catches all non-organic material, and Soylent G utilizes all organic material.
Any religious or ethical or legal issues?
All taken care of in the small print. Once handed over for death processing, the dead technically became our property. Any and all their religious or ethical rights were legally terminated.
Excellent. I suggest the imposition of extremely prohibitive confidentiality agreements to be signed by all those involved in the creation of the plants, pipelines, etc., and also of the production workforce. This would negate any possibility of this getting out to the public domain, avoiding any unnecessary concern or fear amongst the general public. For what they don't know,
I'm pleased to announce that once approved, each board member will receive an immediate bonus of a 1YY pill. In 12 months after we're fully operational, another performance bonus of a 10YY pill.
Okay, so how soon would we be able to start production?
Well, after the board approval, I calculate production to product delivery taking 6 months.
Excellent. Now, before we all vote, I would like to tell you a story. My great-grandfather once had an issue with the council on the Hawaiian island of Kauai. They refused planning permissions to expand his chain of hotels with golf courses on the grounds that too many had already been built on the island for protective environmental grounds. The council consisted of trusted elders that were not open to bribes and totally incorruptible. So instead, a legal appeal was made, and on the day of the court hearing, no one from the council showed up to contest the appeal. So, the planning rights were approved.
How were the elders persuaded?
They weren't. The council was gone. Their bags were not packed. Their passports and valuables were left untouched.
But how were the incorruptible corrupted?
Well, my guess is there was somewhere between Hawaii and Japan. Come on. All wearing concrete boots at the bottom of the Pacific Ocean.
And as an added bonus, no one was brave enough to step up to replace these missing council members. There was no more planning permission issues. Okay, time to vote. All those in favor of immediate production of Soylent G, please raise your hand.
What they don't know? Confidentiality agreements? 11 years of life?
Madalena, I don't think the moral of my story was understood. This corporation requires complete compliancy and loyalty. If the news networks were to catch wind of our intentions, it could cause delay in production. But let me be perfectly clear when I say that everyone is replaceable. No amount of public outcry or dissent will prevent the eventual rollout. People are starving, and with nothing to eat, they will eventually come around. Or they will starve. Even you.
I'd rather starve.
You and your belongings will be scanned. You'll leave your phone and all other electronic equipment behind. I'll escort you down myself immediately.